Hello, good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, New York by Night. We continue our story following the experiences of a coterie of fledgling Anarch vampires in the Bronx with Season 1, Episode 6, When I Am Hungry. Let's meet our hungry vampires.
Hi, I'm Alex Ford, and I play Isaac, a pristine Tzimisce.
Hi, I'm Mayanna Berrin. I play Serif, the less than pristine Ravnos.
Hi, I'm Aabria Iyengar, playing Fuego, a incensed Ventrue.
And I'm Joey Rassool. I play Ray, the conflicted Gangrel.
One of the things that isn't conflicted is the thanks we owe to our special friends and sponsors. Thank you, Black Magic Design, for the beautiful cameras that allow us to come to you, the family, in unliving color. Thank you to Renegade Game Studios for making sure we have hunger dice when we need to roll them. And thank you to Dogmite Games for this beautiful Storyteller screen and player dice boxes. Thank you. As a prologue, let's think about how some kindred often describe their unlives as a strange kind of dance. They sway and step and turn this way and that way, moving to a music that some of them want to remember forever and that some of them would gladly forget. The younger the kindred, the harder it is to dance this dance, because their connection to their humanity is still fresh, still strong, and the human voice that they hear mitigates the more bestial lyrics of the vampire dance. But as they age, and as they climb out of the bottom layer of that blood-rich cake we've been talking about, climb up into the smaller middle level, the dance becomes easier. The mitigating human voice grows fainter, and that creates new problems, dangerous problems. So they pretend, and they pretend so well, in fact, that they sometimes convince themselves of their humanity. But that is really like you or I putting on a Halloween mask, looking in the mirror and pretending that it's our real face, isn't it? Some kindred can go quite a long time playing at this illusion, months, decades, but eventually the echo does grow faint, and the kindred begins to slide toward that hungry shadow where the bestial music plays. Maybe they try to clamber back to a more comfortable illusion. Maybe they try to climb up to the very top of that layer cake. Maybe they just allow the controlled fall downward. With this firmly in mind, let's tell a vampire story. Coterie has experienced another intense evening of discovery, most of it very personal, while they were searching a construction site for a missing skull. They met Bree, a Gangrel who had rather specific opinions about freedom and autonomy. They had a violent encounter with mortal security guards that resulted in a mortal death and an impromptu ghouling. And they learned things about one another that maybe they wish they hadn't. But it's the same night. So where are we now? We're someplace that is by now familiar to the Coterie, more or less. The Cage, Richter's nightclub, where the self-styled vampire crime boss of the Bronx makes his headquarters on the shore of the East River. Now, the river is the perfect metaphor for unlife, isn't it? The surface, smooth, and at night it reflects pale moonlight and the sodium orange street lights perfectly. Even when it's tossed by wind and storms, the surface of the river can be beautiful. But just under the surface, where the currents become swift and unpredictable, the waters hide all manner of obstacles, both natural and unnatural. Once this part of the river, right outside the Cage, was called the Hell Gate due to its severe turbulence and hidden rocks. And only very skilled pilots and ship captains could hope to navigate it safely. Eventually, the worst of the rocks were removed to make it safer. But for Kindred, the only thing that can make their unlives any safer is themselves. So, outside the Cage, perhaps you thought your night was over when you parted ways, perhaps an hour ago. But now you all find yourselves arriving outside the club. It's much as you left it the last time you were here. 3 stories of brick, concrete, steel, and attitude. The outside, a lattice work of metal fire escapes, catwalks, rusting machinery that belonged to the decommissioned shell of the cement plant that the club has built inside. There's music coming from the interior. Not a band, you would think. A DJ. The music is energetic, lively. And here you are.
The last time we met here was, I don't know, better.
I don't know, we seem to be in a better position than we were then. We're not in trouble this time, as far as we know.
I didn't like the tone of that text.
Yeah.
I mean, is Richter ever not angry?
There was one time he wasn't.
True.
That pleasantness doesn't extend to all the rest of us, I believe, though.
It could. I'm a good sharer.
Well,
Is he gonna keep us waiting around like normal, or are we gonna get
Probably
to
just
actually go in and talk to him?
I think we should just go inside, honestly. I'm sure Consuela will...
Make herself known.
Yes.
You are entirely correct. No sooner have you reached the front entrance to the club, moving past, around, and through groups of mortals, here to dance, here to party, here to have a good time, when Consuela does in fact make an appearance.
Hello.
On time again.
We try our best.
We aim to please.
That's what we all like to hear. Consuela is attired similarly to the last time you saw her, but not identically. The little black dress that was more appropriate to a cocktail hour than to a nightclub has been replaced by a kind of tight-fitting pantsuit. Still with the thigh-high, soft, low-heeled boots, those. Seems to enjoy those, as she does enjoy the opera gloves that she likes to wear. The curly red hair has been replaced by darker, wavier tresses. Not sure which one was the wig. She isn't wearing the eyeglasses that she had on last time either. Maybe they weren't real either. So good to see you again, Margot.
You're looking great as ever.
I try. You look absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Hey, killer.
Excited to be here.
I can tell. We're excited to have you. Okay.
Gonna give us any kind of hint about what's
Yeah, we
going
don't
on?
Rent so soon.
I actually don't know. So why don't we take you on up? No band tonight, just a DJ. I don't know who they are exactly, and I probably won't book them back, but, you know. Hey, a friend of yours is here tonight.
Ooh.
Do you remember the pretty lady who let you play with her toys the last time you were here?
Ah, yeah.
Simone?
Simone, yeah. She's around. We're opening the pit tonight.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
You should drop by.
Yes.
Maybe you'd like to take a turn.
Airbox feel like going around or two?
The wager on that particular grudge match might make even Richter rich.
Only if he bets on me.
I'll let him know. I'd love to see it. So, ready?
Yes. Lead
Up
the
we
way.
go. She leads you to the service elevator, the same one you took last time. Apparently that's the way. Upward you go. 3 stories to the top. The elevator door opens, and you are in Richter's meeting room once again with its very long table, with its many chairs. The window has been repaired, and the view out into the parking lot, across the old cement works, down onto the East River, and the lights of Rikers Island and the borough of Queens beyond is unblemished once again. Richter is here. Airbox isn't. Lizzie is. But there's a kindred here you don't recognize. Short, long, beautiful black hair tied up in a queue. Beard, square, solid. He's wearing one of those Letterman-style jackets. Leather and cloth. As soon as you enter, he walks over towards you. Sticks out a hand to you, Ray. Mario.
Take his hand, give a bit of a squeeze.
He does too. It's firm, dry.
That'll turn into a little bit of a standoff if we're not careful.
Okay, Varsity Blues, move along.
You're funny. I like it. Talk later. Heard you give Airbox as good as you got.
Yeah, we can talk later.
All right, Boss Man wants to talk to you guys. Richter waves you over. He's got a different suit on this time. 3-piece. Even the watch chain. Stylish. Same Doc Martens, though.
Good evening.
I think maybe he dressed with extra special care. Evening. Nice to see you're all in time. The hell's this monster thing?
Oh, that's what this is about.
I told you not to make shit my problem.
Unfortunately, we had some interference from an outside source.
Yeah.
Do tell.
Well, when we were taking care of the problem, Miss Costello...
You gonna blame this on Cat Costello?
I'm not blaming anything, I'm just saying what happened.
I thought it'd be good.
Hit both Ray and the creature with their car. Hers, to be precise. And the monster escaped.
You look okay.
So if you like, we can blame it on her car, not her.
You look all right.
Oh, we're all fine.
Yeah, I have a habit of doing that.
Well,
Unfortunately.
I got taller windows.
Unfortunately, the monster escaped and caused a little bit of an accident on the bridge.
So that's what that was.
Yes,
Yeah, that got on the news.
unfortunately.
Eyewitness reports some, dangerous person or thing or creature running across the I-278 and Major Deegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
It appears to be one of us that has lost its ability to reason,
You mean it's a white?
A what?
if that's what it's called.
So,
I think he was white. What? I'm sorry. What?
Lizzie, seated at the table next to Richter, stops contemplating her very long, sharp, talon-like fingernails. She's dressed tonight in Prada, tattered, torn, destroyed. She leans forward really attentively to listen to what you have to say, going so far as to move her long, shaggy hair away from one eye so that she can pay attention really carefully.
It looked like one of us that was, very thin, sunken, very hungry, was eating someone when we found it.
Like eating. Like
Chunks
parts.
of flesh and the like.
Yeah. All right. So who was it?
Don't know.
Whites don't start out as whites. They start out as us.
He
Right.
didn't give us a name.
It's what they say it's what happens when you lose it all.
Ah.
When the beast gets what it wants. When we don't say no often enough. I mean, I wouldn't know myself, but
Well,
some of you might have a better idea than others what that could be like.
That's why I try hard to hold back.
Good idea. Try harder. So, it's running around your territory.
yes.
It's killing mortals. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't really care about that. I do care that it's getting attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
It will be dealt with. Unfortunately, the interruption caused us to lose track of it. We'll find it again and take care of it.
How are you going to do that?
Same way we found it in the first place. Go to where we hear it feeds.
So you're going to drive around until you find it.
Or some similar application of knowledge.
Huh.
Are you offering a suggestion on how we should go about this?
If you make it my problem, I'll solve it, but it'll be unpleasant for you.
We're perfectly capable of solving it. We were doing all right.
I got total confidence in you, Margot.
Well,
Consuela's shoulders are vibrating as he says this. But she keeps a straight face. You gonna save me a dance later?
always.
She bites the inside of her lip.
Was that what you needed from us?
Pretty much. How's it going?
Before we get off that topic, Richter, do you want us to deal with it, no questions asked, or do you want this thing brought back here? You seem kind of interested.
As far as I know, they don't got much to say.
You were asking who it was.
Yeah, sometimes you can tell, I guess, right? Maybe it's still got a driver's license, who knows?
I didn't recognize them.
It was one of us once. Who knows how it got that way?
Doesn't that mean it's a kindred in your territory?
I do believe that's your territory now. Like I said, if I have to solve it, I will, but you won't like it.
Fair enough.
Well, if it turns out that we can't handle it, I'm sure we will bring it to your attention.
Oh, I imagine it'll get to my attention if it gets that far. So, if it is white, if it was one of us, I mean, there's one thing that always does the trick.
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
Precisely applied.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you gotta be careful about that sort of thing. Wouldn't do to slip.
I do have a certain thing that I acquired recently that could help us in this.
You always do.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted. Except, how is it going?
A few growing pains, but we're doing rather well, if I do say so myself.
You like being landlords?
I don't like that word, but
Nothing new.
Yeah, I don't think it's too fashionable anymore, right?
But the neighborhood is nice, and the people are agreeable.
Think I've ever heard that. Oh, okay. Whatever.
you seem tense. Shouldn't you be celebrating?
This Callahan business is gonna get out of control. Remember what we talked about? Boss Callahan, feared Anarch leader.
Yes.
Like I said, nobody liked him. But Camarilla's sent Kindred to poke around in that business. They're poking around in the Bronx. Torque's making kissy face with the Camarilla. The self-proclaimed new Berrin seems a lot more interested in feathering his own nest than he does leading the Anarchs. If you meet him and talk to him, I'll be curious to know what you think. I don't like the guy personally.
I haven't heard anything good about him.
Yeah, me either.
He's got a big coterie and a lot of people pay attention to what he says. A lot of kindred, too.
What's his clan?
Same as mine. He's Bruja.
Oh,
We just do things differently. I do what I want.
interesting.
I'll give you one for free. Got questions?
You know I do, but someone else can go.
I have none, by all means.
It's on your mind, Ray.
No, I think the ladies first.
Yeah.
Sounds like you guys got it all figured out and you don't need my help.
Like you said, you don't want us to make things your problem.
Nope. Don't say I didn't offer.
No, the offer is appreciated.
Well, ain't got much of the night left. You're welcome to enjoy the club for what's left of it. Bronx Cheer's still around. They're not on tonight, but they're here someplace.
Actually, I do have a question. Have you heard about any Anarchs coming from the West Coast?
Now, what makes you ask that?
I heard some things,
Yeah?
and I just wondered if it was a problem we should be worried about, if something major happened out there that...
I don't know much about what goes on in LA. I hear the Free States are back, whatever that means. Didn't know they ever left, really. I heard about Baron Victor Temple declaring the whole of California an Anarch free-for-all. Let me know how that works out for him.
Big place.
Yeah. And I might have heard that one or two free radicals left the Free States and made their way here recently. Here they've been talking to Torque.
Interesting.
I thought so.
Why is everyone talking to Torque?
Because Torque is the Baron.
Claims he is.
Anyone can claim anything.
That's right. You want to be Baron? Serif, you want to be Baron?
That seems
No, I
like
definitely don't want to be Baron.
an unfortunate road for ones as young as we are.
Too much work. I got shit to do. So, yeah, enjoy yourselves. Pit's open.
Ah, interesting.
Cage is open. Usual rules apply. This ain't no Elysium. So watch your step. You know what I mean by Elysium?
Yes.
All right. That's what I thought. Old custom, really old, as old as us. Sacred ground, neutral ground. Any place that's Elysium, any kindred theoretically can go and expect to be safe. Different cities run it differently.
Is
It's
there
more
one?
popular with the Camarilla.
Is there
one
one here?
for the
Yeah.
Anarchs? Not that I know of. Camarilla's got several. In theory, even an Anarch could walk in there, and they have no choice but to allow it.
It's just the walking out part that's hard.
That's usually where the complication comes. So, yeah. Enjoy yourselves. Drinks on the house, of course. And like I said, when I'm done, I hope there's still time for a dance.
For you? Always.
I think you'll find Simone at the pit, unless I miss my guess.
Thank you.
Isaac.
Yes.
Lizzie parts the other half of her hair so that she can look at you with both eyes this time. When you fought the monster, did it say anything?
Not to my memory. But I will be sure to tell you when I see it again.
Thank you. I can't wait to hear.
Lizzie, I've got a Dolce & Gabbana suit that would match that outfit perfectly, and I think we would make a great couple together.
She clacks her long, lacquered nails together excitedly.
Maybe next time.
I'm just having a stare off with Consuela.
Ooh, social warfare, you say? What impression do you want to make? Do you want to make her look away? Do you want to convey a message?
I think I'm just staring her down and daring her to look away first.
All right. 3 rounds and out.
Okay.
Would you say that you're being more charming or more manipulative as you do this?
Ooh. I want to say it's charming.
Just rubbing it in, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just twisting that knife
Having a great time.
in Consuela's gut. Okay, so make a pool of charisma and intimidation. That's for you. That's 6 dice.
Yep.
Should include your hunger dice. And I will roll for Consuela.
Can I search?
Make a rouse check. Check your hunger.
I'm fine.
You don't hear that voice in your head, and you don't get hungrier. So now add 2 dice to your pool. Ready?
Yeah.
Ooh, 2 successes.
4.
2 more times. Keep the same pool for the scene.
Okay.
2 successes.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 7 successes.
3rd round. So we had the opening look, the locking of eyes, the intense staring. 3 successes.
3 successes.
But your total far outweighs Consuela's total. And she drops her gaze in defeat. When she looks back up, she says, "Let's go, I'll take you down."
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Dance floor or pit level?
Pit.
Pit.
Level.
She pushes the button.
Hey, Consuela. There was somebody in the tannin booth a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
What was their name?
Why do you want to know?
I just kid. I'm curious.
You think it was somebody you knew?
I don't think so. I just want to know.
Called himself Jerry.
What'd he do?
He stole.
Good to know.
And he led a hunter to another kindred.
What does that mean?
There are mortals who hunt us. Didn't you ever watch The X-Files?
No.
Wow. I love that show.
What?
Yeah, there's monster hunters out there. FBI or whatever, who knows?
You remember that thing that I acquired the other night?
What
do you think of
thing?
that?
What'd you get? Did you get a toy?
I did.
What was it?
A steak.
Gross.
Yeah. But one of the things they use, generally speaking.
Okay. Noted.
You were right, Ray.
Elevator comes to a halt. The bottom floor of the cage. Doors open, and you can hear the excited sounds of voices and fighting coming from the direction of the pit. Last stop, everybody out.
I get out.
Thank you, Consuela.
Later. Enjoy
Later.
your steak.
So, where do we want to go?
I want to see what the fuck this pit is.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Did Mario come down with us?
You don't see him. Might have come ahead of you. He was still up there, though, when you left.
I'll walk around with these guys for a bit and then maybe circle around and find him again.
Okay. The pit is a lot like what you left last time you saw it. A big sunken concrete square hole in the center of a room with aluminum bleachers rising several levels above it and a very, very sturdy iron rail going all the way around. Except this time the bleachers have a dozen or so creatures, kindred, you assume, in them. A lot of faces you've never seen. Two you have. Simone, who is sitting in what must be the VIP box at the very, very top. She's accompanied by mortals who are attending her every whim. The other is Francis, the guitarist from the band, Bronx Chair. He's sitting on the opposite side, and he's alternately watching the fight and watching Simone across. He's wearing a tank top with a graphic print design of a smiling face surrounded by the sun.
I would like to cast Chemistry to Francis, and I would like to do a little floating graffiti that just says hi.
So, make it manipulation and obfuscate, and it requires a rouse check too.
Okay. I don't get hungrier.
Hey.
There must be some mistake.
2 normal success, 1 critical, 1 fail.
3.
So 3, yeah.
3 successes total. His head snaps around as the illusion manifests itself. Is it colorful?
Yeah, it's kind of like a dancing, like one of those 3D paint simulator type things, and it's got some purple and some gold. Hi.
It's like watching spray paint appear out of thin air on thin air. Startled, he turns around and looks for the source, and
I'm going there, so.
all right. Ray, Margot.
I'm gonna activate awe and then go slide in to say hi to Simone.
Ray's just sitting watching the fights in the pit for now. Seeing who steps up, who's making bets, who's watching, who's interested in which fights, that kind of thing. Just kind of clocking the room.
Hold that thought. Isaac?
gonna follow Fuego.
Fuego and Isaac slide into the VIP booth. Are they allowed to slide into the VIP booth?
Absolutely.
The mortals disentangle themselves a little to make room for you. They're languorous, happy, a little drunk. They've got champagne in a bucket on the floor.
Come for a visit, my dear.
Oh, I have missed you and everything you're about. How are you?
Wonderful. You know, violence can be a very entertaining thing on its own. But it's truly the interpersonal that intrigues me all around the room.
Can I freshen your drink? And I want to like grab for the bottle and refill her glass.
Are you choosing to drink champagne?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Just for show, then.
No, I do like my meals a little bubbly on the inside.
Then I'll push past you with the glass and hand it off to whoever I think is the
A
most
hand
attractive.
reaches out of the tangle of limbs and
Oh, okay.
grabs for the champagne flute.
Incredible.
Don't feel like you need to serve them. They're more than capable of handling themselves. Have a seat.
Don't mind if I do.
Thank you.
Second guest. It's looking to be an entertaining evening. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Splendid.
Good.
So what brings you both to the pit?
Heard it's opening night. I wanted to check it out. It looks as brutally violent as promised.
That's exactly what it is. And of course, Ray sees this too because he's observing the fight. The first fight matches seem to be ghouls. And they are unarmed, and they are exhibiting rather good MMA skills. It is violent, but no more violent than what you might see on television, except that some of these ghouls do possess extraordinary abilities, like the kindred who created them. They're a lot stronger, they're a lot tougher, and they are a lot faster. So the fights are too.
You look like you went somewhere just a moment ago.
Oh, don't worry about me. It's been a night.
Yes.
Oh, has it?
Yeah. You know. Only so much time to fit everything that we need to do into one evening.
So tell me, what kept you all so entertained this evening?
We have a territory a little south of here, and, you know, maintenance.
Oh, first territory?
Yeah.
Adorable. You never forget the first.
What about you? Have you been here all night?
I come and go as I please. But it sounds like you both may have had some trouble. Perhaps.
Oh, no trouble.
Nothing we couldn't handle.
We're just looking to unwind after a stressful night of landlording.
It's an appropriate term.
Landlording. You call it land.
Look, I haven't come up with like a sexy, cool name, so if you're pitching, I'm listening.
Landlording implies a certain amount of inequality.
Yeah.
It's better that you take care of the people underneath you, mortal or not. Landlords don't do that.
The lady makes the point. I think Margot just kind of like sinks and just watches the fight and kind of disengages a little bit.
Where do you reside generally?
Why? Interested in finding out where I do reside?
Possibly. Also just curiosity.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a borough in the city that I don't have an apartment or mansion or whatever there.
Sounds nice.
They're lovely for my people, yeah. They are. I have quite a few luxuries I get to indulge in. And I share it with them.
Comes with experience, I suppose.
Experience? No. Comes with being willing to take a risk. A smart one, anyway. After all, I was not embraced far before you two.
Really? How long has it been?
That's privileged information, but you two are so adorable, I can't help but want to share. 5 years.
So close.
Okay. I don't know if we're supposed to ask or not. Can I ask what clan you are?
You can't tell. Some of us wear it so on our sleeve.
All of it's very new.
Okay. I'm the one that asks questions because I don't know shit.
I suppose if you want to give me an affiliation, the ministry.
Interesting.
I look instinctively over and then get quiet. Okay. That sounds incredible.
It sounds a lot more clerical than the way I run my own businesses. But if I am to name a clan, it is them.
Okay.
Sort of.
Do you like it? Are we talking about work now?
Apparently so. Why do you ask? Do you not like
I'm just making
what you
small
do?
talk. What?
Do you not like what you do?
I'm fresh in the field, so,
Running errands for Richter and whatnot?
it's a good gig if you can get it.
Is it?
Well, we all have to start somewhere.
There are much better ways to start, my dear.
And what would you suggest?
Making your own way in the city without anyone being able to hold you.
An intriguing proposition. Easier said than done, though.
For some. But others have my help, don't they?
And what kind of help do you offer?
Now that is an answer you'll have to earn.
Fuego.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised you think I'm still. Yeah. Okay. What's up? Sorry, there was a moment, and I was trying to turn invisible or whatever. Go ahead.
Breathe, it's okay.
I don't have to breathe.
Sometimes
know what
it
I
does help.
Yeah. Okay. Don't tell me what to do.
Ray, as the fights move from ghoul to kindred, again, vampires you don't recognize, some using powers you've never seen before, you do notice money changing hands freely. Apparently, there's a lot of side betting going on around here, but there does seem to be a formal betting process. The DJ switches up the music to something a little bit more punky and frantic upstairs. Vampires down here into it. Seems to make the tempo of the fights faster. Serif? Hey,
Hi. You're in the band, right?
yeah, I'm Francis. What is poppin'? Isn't that what you say here in the Big Apple? Did I get it right?
I don't say that. so I doubt you should either.
Okay.
You're not from around here then?
No, I'm from LA.
L.A. Oh. Okay, you good?
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing, I don't know, something went down there. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway,
Whoa. Wait a second. What have you heard?
Something about free states? Honestly, I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's all Anarch. It's all free.
I don't know if that's good or not. It seems vague at best.
I don't think they do either. I mean, there's a difference between freedom and autonomy. They're not the same thing, but many kindred think they are.
Interesting.
You have the new turf.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
How'd you hear about that?
Yeah. Everybody hears everything around here eventually.
Guess so. You
Kindred
and your
talk.
friends did something to the crowd the other night.
Uh-huh. Did you like it?
Yeah, what was it? It made him happy.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, do you know what I am?
I don't know much about nothing, so.
I'm what your friends might call a thin blood.
Okay. That's a good thing, I think. Well, I guess it
It's
depends on who you ask.
absolutely a good thing. It's the best thing.
Say no more. Best thing. So. But what was the thing that you did to the crowd?
Oh, we thin bloods can, you know by now that all kindred have different gifts. Gifts of the blood. Some call it the gifts of Cain.
You saw one of mine.
Yeah. Do you know about the story of Cain? Huh. Anyway, thin bloods, some of us, we can, we call it a lot of different things. Mojo, mixology, alchemy. We can do stuff with our blood. You take a little blood, you mix in some metal shavings, maybe some coffee grounds, maybe a little mortal blood too, a little antifreeze, shake it, stir in some, maybe some potassium nitrate, and then when it's ready, you drink it down, and you know what happens? I can fly.
You can fly.
I can fly. Can't you fly?
I can leap.
Different kind of flight.
Yeah. You can mix your blood into stuff, and it makes stuff.
I can.
I open up my backpack and I pull out a spray can. Could you mix it with this?
I've never done that before.
Would you want to try?
Let's do it.
Wow, okay.
You're an artist, like me.
I am. Yeah.
I was checking out your territory the other day.
Oh?
Yeah, I stopped in for breakfast at the coffee shop.
Okay, you don't have to rub it in.
So you do know about us.
I heard something about...
It's true.
Yeah? You can still go out in the sun?
Yes.
Is it... Can you feel it still?
Feels warm. I love to go out on the balcony from wherever I'm staying, or on the roof if there's no balcony, and watch the sunrise. I feel it on your skin. It's so beautiful, Serif.
How'd you get that one?
I don't know how it happens. It just happens.
You got lucky.
Maybe. I'm also a thin blood, which pretty much every other kindred hates.
I don't hate most people.
Give it time. Yeah, I think we should paint something.
Okay.
See what happens. It sounds fun, doesn't it?
It does.
You got goals. You want to do things. You want to make things happen.
Uh-huh. And
Your friends feel the same way?
you know, I don't know you very well, so I don't know if I feel like talking about my friends.
Smart. Maybe later.
Yeah.
Maybe after we do some art projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wow. Wow. Nosferatu. Ooh, look at him go. Ooh. Ooh, what a punch. Oh. Ow. Ooh. Whew. That was short.
Uh-huh.
Ray? You pretty much got a handle on how this works. It's making money.
Mm-hmm.
If the seats were full, it'd probably make good money.
Yeah.
It's definitely not making money as efficiently as it could.
Okay. Outside of the business side of this, I'm just absorbing as much as I can of what other kindred can do, what ghouls can do, now that I seem to have one, what I can expect from other kindred, any information that I no longer have to ask Isaac for.
Just watching it all, absorbing, trying to catalog as much of it as possible.
Yeah. It's the boring side of any new venture, but it's essential.
Meanwhile, back in the VIP box, one of the mortals that has finished his flute of champagne wraps his arms around you and asks for a kiss.
Oh, no, I'm good, thank you.
They're friendly,
Yeah.
but don't feel bad for rejecting them.
I don't feel bad about that. Thank you.
Good. You're better than a lot of folks that come up here with me. Most of them are, oh, I don't want to offend you by not partaking in your food. What? Pathetic. So, you look like you want something.
That's just his face. But I don't know, maybe.
Nothing particularly on my mind, although I am curious as to what you said about helping others find their own way.
Well, there are many paths to get to the same direction, the same location. Some involve less suffering than others. Some involve more. Mine involves less suffering and squalor and wandering around like cockroaches, begging for scraps.
Interesting. Sounds nice.
Really does.
This time you're in, the fragility of not knowing where you belong, doesn't need to last forever. Believe me, I know. And just because a big old man says you need to listen to what they say, doesn't mean you actually have to.
Would love for you to go on.
You would, wouldn't you? But I have curiosities of my own.
Do you?
I'm an open fucking book.
I do love sarcasm. It's one of my favorite indulgences.
I wouldn't call this sarcasm. I just have met more kindred in the last week than I have in the last 7 months. And I have not known any of them to offer anything without a cost. And I would love to do this forever because you're beautiful and wonderful and I'm having a great time.
Say
but
more.
again, been a kind of a wild night. So if we could cut to the fucking chase. What do you need?
It's not a need. I simply want to know more about you and your little coterie.
Why?
The people who get embraced are some of the most interesting that Unlife has to offer. From the most interesting of what life had to offer. Someone chose you for a reason. And that's interesting.
That's gonna have to be something fielded by my good friend Isaac. Because I have no good idea about why I was chosen. Thank you so much for the compliment.
I wasn't asking necessarily why. I was pointing out a fact. I'm simply interested in what you've been doing, what you've been up to. Entertain me.
Come on.
Well, what we've been up to. I think the most interesting thing, that apparently, according to the mortals that live in our territories, there's a big monster living in our territory.
Yeah.
Bigger than all of you.
Physically the same size, but
Or were they talking about capitalism?
no,
That's
not a metaphorical monster, but an actual monster.
a little about.
Still capitalism.
Fair.
But what is this monster, supposedly?
Well, we're not exactly sure yet. We've only caught a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
And it is supposedly catching people when they're on their own and devouring them whole, just like in the stories. So eventually we have to find out what's doing it and put an end to that. If we are to protect the people who are underneath us.
Not necessarily paint you as someone who gets her hands dirty.
Can you tell from what I'm wearing?
Yeah, truly pristine.
Listen. You don't get to be where I'm at without getting your manicure ruined once in a while. But I have people to take care of most of that for me.
And how do you get nothing? Go ahead.
No,
No.
ask.
How? Just how? I'm having some interpersonal struggles.
Are you now? What kind? Maybe I can help.
Oh no, sweetie, it's okay. Just how do you cultivate whatever the fuck you got going on? Because it feels like you got your shit together. And I love that for you and would love that for me.
Realistically, it's that those who follow me, those who have access to my compounds, those who offer you a kiss, so to speak, love me and adore me, and I take care of them. Whether mortal, ghoul, or kindred. And sometimes, you run against someone who wants to make that a problem. And I make it in their best interest for it not to be.
So, Serif, I'd like to meet your friends.
You want to meet my friends?
Yeah.
Why are you so keen to meet my friends?
I like your turf.
Oh.
You got some nice balconies, and I kind of like permission to, come and go as I please. I won't eat anything. I mean, I'll eat breakfast.
Okay. You know what? All right, fine. Yeah, I'll introduce you to my friends, but
Cool.
only if you help me with this first.
Help you with
The paint.
the art project?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Ooh, we're at the bargaining stage already, huh? We just met.
I mean,
Who's your friend there in the suit who keeps, watching the fights and looking at all the money, and he's got a brain like an abacus, you can tell.
you like him?
I didn't say that.
You
I don't
want to
know
talk
him.
to him? You want to be friends with him?
I tell you what do you recommend?
What do I recommend?
Yeah.
For him?
No, who should I talk to?
Ooh, great question.
Serif, you gotta be in charge. You gotta be in charge of you. It's a great opportunity. I can do stuff that you want access to. I'm trying to learn about the kindred in the area. You're in the driver's seat here. It was good. It was a good opening, right? You do this for me first, then I'll do something for you. But then you kind of lost it. So come on. It's like my friend Lizzie always says: claim your crown or claim your grave.
Fine. And I grab him by the collar and I drag him over to the VIP section where Margot and Isaac are. And I drop him. I go, this is
You
my...
hauled him bodily over
Yep.
here. He doesn't resist as you drop him unceremoniously into the VIP area, which seems like an excellent place to briefly pause our vampire story for now.
Hey everyone, I'm Yev, here from New York City now. Victor sent me out here to do some tech work for a friend of his. I haven't quite met up with them yet, but either way, very exciting to be sent on location. Now back to the blazing Big Apple, as they call it. Lots of fun things about the Big Apple. It's got apples. They're huge. The nice thing about it is I tend to retain my memory out here. Back on the West Coast, I would lose entire days, which was super strange and very weird. But Victor never seemed to be bothered by that in my memory lapses, so that was good. It didn't affect my employment, which is great. Love everything about it, I guess. And well, anyway, now that we're out here in the Big Apple, I'm helping some of his friends, or at least I'm supposed to be, hopefully soon when they reach out. But I wanted to tell you the same thing that I'm going to tell them, which is if you go to backblaze.com/NY by night, that's NYBYNIGHT, you can start a free trial of Backblaze. We'll back up everything on your computer. It's your movies, photos, music, videos, contracts, covenants, I don't know, things that are important to fancy business people like Victor, and I'm sure everyone out there as well. And you'll have a copy of it available to you wherever you are, maybe on your computer, maybe on your phone, maybe on your other mobile devices, iPads, I don't know, something. Anyway, go to backblaze.com/NY by night, NYBYNIGHT. Give yourself a free trial. Yeah, I'm Yev, by the way. Don't know if we've met, but I'm canon. Victor says that all the time. I'm not quite sure what that means, but that's who I am, and we'll see you next time.
Hello and welcome back to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, New York by Night, Season 1, Episode 6, When I Am Hungry. We return to the pit, in the deepest part of the cage, where Francis, the thin blood guitarist from the band Bronx Cheer, has been dragged by his collar across the room and dumped unceremoniously into the VIP box. Hey!
You wanted
Was
to
that
meet my
absolutely
friends.
necessary?
Yes, it was.
He stands up and glares at you.
I'm sorry, but were you under the impression that this was the trash bin?
Sorry.
How dare you?
He just really wanted to meet my
Oh,
friends.
sweetheart. Shoo.
I'll remember.
I hope so.
He stares at you like he is trying to memorize your features.
Oh, I'd like to activate something.
What would you like to try?
Entrancement.
Oh my. The big guns are coming out. First things first. Let's grab a red hunger die, please. Roll it to rouse your blood and tell me what symbol comes up.
Ankh.
Success. You don't get any hungrier. You keep your beast under control. So, for you, the roll is your charisma attribute plus dice equal to all your dots in presence. So what is that? 7 dice?
8.
8 dice. One of which is your red hunger die. And I will roll for Francis. Not his best roll here.
That is 3 successes.
Not sure why I bothered. All right. The retort dies on his lips, and you can feel the familiar sense of emotional triumph as his heartstrings tug invisibly in your direction.
Darling,
Simone.
we'll play later. Shoo.
Anything to make you happy.
That's what I love to hear.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
He turns almost like a sleepwalker and wanders out of the pit.
I would
Through a
prefer if you didn't bring riffraff to where I sit.
I am so sorry.
Lovely to see you again, though.
Good to see you as well. Thank you again last time for the refreshments. I won't. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's an entertaining diversion.
I aim to please.
Now, there is an important question that I didn't ask any of you that I feel I should ask now. Are you hungry?
I could eat. I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never let it be said I'm not hospitable.
It's very important.
Extremely. I knew you'd understand. Now, I believe we were having a conversation about what can be done to not be a service rat. Is that it?
Yeah.
What's happening with you, Ray?
Keep on trying to watch a little bit more. I keep getting distracted by the ruckus from the VIP area until I finally look over and realize that it's the three of them up there.
It
So I'm
is.
going to make my way that way.
Let's have you arrive.
Hey.
So this is what all of you are doing.
We're all together again.
Ah, yes. The bonds between the Coterie. Lovely to see you again.
My pleasure.
We were just discussing, very briefly, the difference between running around serving others and having power over yourself and what you do. Sounds like a touchy subject from the change in demeanor.
Well, I think it ends up being a little more complicated.
In what way? Do tell.
It's very easy to say that you don't want to do something that someone says they want you to do, or at least tell yourself that. But doing what you want doesn't mean not doing what others want. Getting what you want doesn't mean defying others.
No, not necessarily. But there's no reason why you need to suffer needlessly to feel in control of yourself and what you do.
I think we all suffer a little needlessly. But that's the new life that we lead, right?
No, actually. That aspect of life is not new, unlife or otherwise. Or tell me, did you not work in service of a rat race when you were living?
Oh, believe me. Believe me, I worked.
Unlife is no different. You might have an eternity, but you're still scrambling around for the scraps that those above you give you. You realize that, don't you? All of you?
Yeah. Coming to terms with it.
Let me tell you something. Everyone who serves me, for lack of a better term, has the power to choose. I don't keep any of them with me out of force or even fear. They come willingly because I give them what they need.
It's true, it's true. One of the mortals in the box reaches up a hand to stroke your suit sleeve, Ray. It's absolutely true.
Ask for consent first, dearie. You know the rules.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, get the fuck off me.
Fucking officer.
Now, I bet you want to know how you achieve that. Or how I've achieved that. Most people do. But it's actually quite simple. I was turned for the positions that I had in life, the connections that I had in life, to be a tool. And I very quickly proved I'm no one's tool. I'm the fucking hammer. And everything else is a nail. Or a fellow hammer. And that's what I offer my people. Autonomy. And yes, do I get something from it? Absolutely. But so do they. All of them. It's been a mutually beneficial relationship.
Yeah, life's real simple when you forget about the carpenter.
Oh, I don't forget. Everything that I do is dealing with how to keep myself and my people happy. And if not happy, able to choose. Which is not necessarily something I feel all of you have had. Realistically, I find it so funny that for all the talk of freedom that Anarchs do, which I suppose includes me, how much different is it really from the Camarilla if you're just running around at the behest of some Berrin or underling?
Well, I think that's something that we can agree on. The only difference between the Anarchs and the Camarilla is that the Camarilla seem to play by stricter rules. And rules are good. Rules mean that someone else is beholden to something. It's easier to play around.
Can also be threats. Confinement.
It's very easy when your opponent's confined. All you have to do is outthink them.
You truly were in business, weren't you?
Yeah.
It shows.
I have a different boss these days, though.
How do you like them?
He fucking sucks.
That's what I thought. Listen. I will tell you this and offer this advice to each and every one of you. You have an eternity. Don't spend it the same way you lived. In squalor, running around for a paycheck, whatever that paycheck may be. Be a waste.
Well, thank you. This has all been very informative. I appreciate your advice on the situation, and you are right. The definition of rules can get a little murky.
Always. It can always be a little murky. Now, I find you all rather interesting. Tell you what. She'll snap to one of the ghouls. Give them my card.
At once.
That card has my personal number on it. And the location of one of my compounds.
The card is the same color as Simone's hair tonight.
I grab it.
In fact, it might actually be filigreed with real gold.
Okay.
That's my compound in Pelham. Feel free to stop by if you want to see what rebellion can look like with a little bit of style.
Thanks.
No problem.
Last match of the night.
I'm gonna get up and start making my way that way, and as I leave, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna take a little bit of your advice. I'm gonna go have a conversation with my boss. I'm gonna head down to the pit.
Down into the pit?
Yeah. Whoever's lining up for this fight, I only need one of them to walk in, and I'll push the fucking other one aside.
So, Ray essentially forces his way into the fighting ring. Over the rail. The Nosferatu who won the earlier match by dislocating something horrific from his opponent turns around, says, don't think I'm supposed to fight you. He's got
Trust me.
arms twice as long as they should
May I
be,
take your jacket?
Thank you very much. It won't be a fight.
but broad shoulders, heavily muscled. His jaw is distended a bit forward, and rather than fangs, he seems to have curving tusks from his lower lip. Okay, There's no referee.
Ray, are you sure?
I mean, we're still up in the box, aren't we?
No, I followed him down.
Oh, okay.
I grabbed his jacket when he took it off.
He's not going to do well. I think your friend is going to do poorly.
Are you sure?
I know what I'm doing.
Good luck.
As I said, there's no referee. The rules are a little unclear. In fact, no one has told you what they are. So perhaps there are none.
I've been watching closely. I know
Yeah.
when the crowd cheered, when they booed, what seems to be frowned upon. Doesn't seem like much is frowned upon.
No, all tactics seem to be viable. No one has been put into the final
What
death.
did I see happen to the losers?
Some of them merely gave up, surrendered. Others fell into what you've heard called torpor, a state of comatose unconsciousness from which it is difficult to be roused.
Okay.
The crowd is excited. The dozen or so kindred gathered around and start exchanging some serious money. This fight's not on the books. This is something new, something fresh.
Did he put money on his fight?
I didn't see him do it.
Did you put money on this fight?
Nope. That's not what this is about.
Add your composure to your awareness, and what is the total? Because that's your initiative.
Composure to awareness?
Yes.
Good. On a scale of a lot, that's a 2.
Okay, well, you have the disadvantage. The Nosferatu will move first. He's apparently going to rely purely on strength and reach. He doesn't move terribly quickly. In fact, his legs, which are much, much shorter than his arms on top of his square torso, kind of shuffle.
Can I say that I activated toughness coming into this?
I think that is
I was
probably
aware this was gonna
very
be a fight.
believable that you did.
And I don't get hungrier from it.
You don't get hungrier. Okay. So, here we go. He lunges forward, arms outstretched, trying to land a blow. Will you dodge or will you fight back?
Try and dodge.
You're going to try to dodge out of the way. Okay. So, his pool is strength and brawl. Your pool, dexterity and athletics.
Okay.
I'll add his hunger. Oop, I need to make a rouse check. His tusked jaws open, and you think if he could salivate, he would. So, 3 successes.
Bestial failure.
Bestial failure.
May I cut in?
Multiple things happen at once. Simone can do whatever she wants.
I can, and I always do. This one is interesting. I'll hit Big Boy with Eyes of the Serpent.
Ooh, you want to catch his eyes as he's fighting, drag them to you, and use that power. Very well. Ray, you have a couple of choices. You can, of course, spend willpower, re-roll, and try to get enough dice to meet or exceed his 3 successes.
One of those is always going to be a hunger, though I don't have enough in my pool to succeed.
What's your total pool?
3.
So they'd all have to be successes.
Well, with one being I can't re-roll the
Can't re-roll the hunger die. So, that leaves you with 2 more choices. Bestial failure. You could, of course, just go with it. Ride it out. Let the beast have its way. See what happens. You could also spend point of willpower, take temporary willpower damage to keep possession of yourself and be Ray for 1 turn and get to direct your frenzy. Which would you prefer?
I'm gonna spend the willpower.
Spend a point of willpower. Now, normally, with a bestial failure, sometimes it activates a compulsion. Sometimes it results in increased hunger or loss of damage to attributes. In this particular case, I think the compulsion of the Gangrel is more fitting. So, roll all your unspent willpower.
Zero successes.
You return to a feral state. Ray's eyes become huge, black, lifeless, like a shark's eyes. You see his skin around his neck begin to change along his arms where he's rolled up his sleeves, and instead of hair, skin, you see tiny, glistening, armor-like scales.
Come on.
And suddenly, in his mouth, where once there was just a pair of fangs like all of you, there's a lot of teeth.
Interesting.
Eyes of the serpent. Grab some dice. You have, I believe, 8 to roll.
2 indeed.
Roll his willpower to see if he meets your gaze.
That is 2 successes.
Well, he rolled absolutely 0 on his willpower, so he met the gaze. 2 successes. Let's see here. What will he do? Because he's in the middle of a fight, and he's about to be savagely attacked, I'm going to take a die out of his pool. He doesn't have a discipline that will help him. 2 hunger. Not a great roll for him. 2 successes, a tie, but the active kindred always wins. So, anyone who can see or is watching, Simone's own eyes change. They become yellow, and the pupils transform into vertical slits, like a snake or a serpent. And the Nosferatu seems about to grab Ray by the neck and squeeze, simply stops in mid-attack and simply stares.
Goodbye, little lamb.
You spent a point of willpower. You've taken superficial willpower damage. You have a turn. You can do 1 action. You can choose it before the beast does. What is it to be?
That dodge is to sidestep, to back around behind this guy, just so that when I let go, I can fucking drain him.
Because he is paralyzed and he is unable to move, he isn't even aware that you have changed your position in the ring. So what happens when you get behind him?
I leap onto his back and sink every tooth I have into the back of his neck.
The crowd erupts with a roar of approval. Does anyone wish to do anything? Does anyone want to step in?
Do you think
Or
you
look
can help?
away? Or leave?
I'm gonna step in.
You're going to get into the ring?
Yeah.
Well, from where you are, it's within a soaring leap.
I'm gonna use Soaring Leap.
You jump, clearing the heads of the audience easily. Almost catch your foot on the railing as you go over, but not quite. You meant to do that. Totally looks like you meant to do that. You stick the landing. What happens then?
I want to try and get him off.
You want to try to intervene. Ooh,
Yeah.
Multiple more things happen at once. Let's recall that Ray is in frenzy, and unless he spends willpower, he has no control over what he's doing. He cannot tell friend from foe.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the Nosferatu, of course, is paralyzed. Some of the crowd decides this isn't cool. It's not fair. And they, too, come over the rail and jump in the ring to help you. Whatever the rules of the fight are, they've decided they've been broken. Others just wait for it, like Romans at the gladiatorial arena of old. Isaac, anything?
Still standing in the box next to...
Margot,
No, Marco's down, aren't you?
you're at the railing, holding Ray's coat.
If I see Serif run in, I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna try to get eye contact to try to mesmerize Ray.
So Ray, the shark-like maw full of teeth finds kindred flesh. There's a crunch of bone. There's a rush of vitae. It's not a mortal that you're drinking. It's a vampire, a fellow kindred. The blood tastes different. Just as good, but it carries with it powerful emotions. Anger, fear, loss, despair, and excitement. All these rush through your mouth and down your throat and into your body, suffusing the essence of what you are with all those emotions at once. The beast loves it and just snarls in triumph. It howls in ecstasy inside your head. Serif, strength and brawl.
I appreciate your help in this situation.
What happens when you look at Ray's eyes and he looks at yours? He doesn't seem to even recognize you. What do you wish to do? Serif, how many successes?
One success.
One success. How many dice are in your pool?
2.
Do you want to spend willpower to get 2 successes? It's not guaranteed to do more.
One's my hunger dice, so I can't reroll it.
So, Ray, are you going to continue spending willpower to master yourself?
Only if I see Serif jumped in.
Yes.
Yeah, if she is in danger, I'm spending that willpower to
I think
get her the
statistically
fuck away
speaking,
from
there
me.
is a 1 in 1 chance that she is in danger.
And that's where that willpower's going.
Okay.
To try and shove her away, not attack, but push her away.
Do you want to give up your bite and grip on your victim?
No.
You grab one of his arms and hold it. He's trying to push you away, trying to shove you back, but he doesn't want to relinquish his grip on the Nosferatu. What happens when Ray meets your eyes?
I know I'm not looking at Ray, but whatever I am looking at is powerful. And I want to bring it to heal. So can I surge and then try to mesmerize?
Make the rouse check.
Oh, Jesus. I get hungrier.
What are we wasting our time for here? Shouldn't you be up in the VIP box with your new friend, drinking your fill from one of her friends and living the unlife of luxury that you deserve? What is all this?
I want whatever that is.
You can have it, but you won't find it here in the arena. You'll find it there where she is.
Don't tell
What
me
a
what
waste
to do.
of time. By this point, the attack, the pain, the anguish, and the fear has yanked the Nosferatu out of the hypnotic gaze that you imposed. But the tactic you employed worked pretty well. He's not going to get out of this grip without help.
Isaac, was it?
Yes.
Do you think your friends have this under control?
No. They have nothing under control most of the time.
Then are you asking for my further assistance, my dear?
No. What happens to them will happen to them. They will either learn to not be a mess, or they won't. And they need the lesson either way. And he will leave the box and head down.
You will make your way at a leisurely pace?
Yes.
Back in the arena. How many unspent willpower do you have left? 1. Fury frenzy only ends when the threat or the target is eliminated or the compulsion is satisfied. If you want to spend that last point of willpower, you can master yourself for 1 turn. I will make you a devil's bargain. If you will take a point of aggravated willpower damage, you can end the frenzy, since your victim is largely helpless and no threat to you. Or can continue.
I'm gonna use all the strength I have in me to fight this thing. And that thing is my beast. I'm gonna use that willpower, yeah.
Fully mark out one of your willpower boxes. You injure your own will to prove that you are Reyes Malcolm and not your beast. The crowd is disappointed when your frenzy ends and your features begin to change back into more familiar form. Serif, you still got a hold of his arm. Margot is still here.
When I
The Nosferatu has begun to back away and holding a hand to its
he's
wound.
still conscious?
You know, sort of.
All right. I don't
There are-
need your fucking help.
The other kindred in the pit, who jumped over the rail to stop it, are surrounding you. Get a hold of yourself!
What? This isn't what you came to see?
It's cheating, she helped you.
I sure as fuck didn't ask her to. And I didn't ask you to either.
I leave.
You exit the arena.
I run off.
Head out, upstairs. Seeing that the Nosferatu is not permanently damaged, the other kindred, the observers, begin to calm down. Everybody decides it's probably time to call the fights for the evening. Your eyes have finally returned to their normal state. And your skin doesn't have any more of those diamond sharp little hard scales. And your fangs are what they're supposed to be.
Simone is going to come down from the VIP box. Alone.
People make room for you. People
Of course
being
they
any
do, and
ghouls
if
in
they
the
don't-
audience, and kindred also.
I was going to use clear the field, but that works.
Do you want to make it more dramatic?
Yes, absolutely.
Clear the field it is. So, without so much as needing to twitch a muscle, you employ a particular presence power. You do need to make a rouse check for hunger, though.
Failure.
That soft, sibilant voice that you so love sounds in your mind. I hope we will be satisfied.
Hello, beastie. We'll be fine.
We think he'll be tasty. Can we have a sip?
Later. Business first.
Let's make this a general reaction. And let's see, for you, it's composure and presence again.
Can I activate Unswayable Mind when she starts moving?
Absolutely.
And am I caught in this as well?
Let's see what the roll is.
5 successes.
5 successes. So, it's not directed, well, it's an area of effect power. So, all the kindred and ghouls between Simone and the arena move out of her way. It's like watching the sea part in one of those old-time movies. They simply step aside for her, allowing her to descend down the bleachers at her leisure.
I want to gently interpose myself between Simone and Ray as she comes down.
And if I am caught in this, I would like to make it a point to use my willpower to stop myself from moving for just a moment, and then consciously step aside.
Take a point of superficial willpower damage to remain in control of yourself. And then you can move to one side. Most of the other kindred who were affected by your power have decided someplace else would be the better place. Any place else would be a better place to be now.
Smart.
And they have begun to leave the pit.
There's a white handkerchief in the inside pocket of my jacket.
Yeah.
I'll go to Fuego, grab that, clean as much of the blood off of my face as I can.
You okay?
You started the fight with how many hunger?
1.
Well, you still got 1.
I lost that fight.
There will be other fights. But I asked if you were okay.
Just hoping to win them when it counts.
Okay.
Consuela appears in the doorway of the arena. Well, what a way to end an evening,
You.
Miss Simone.
Shoo.
I don't think so.
Now.
My club, my rules. You may be queen of the night, but you're not necessarily queen of this night.
Entrancement.
Entrancement. Let's see here. The disciplines are flying fast.
I'll make a rouse check.
check. It's your charisma and presence again.
Succeed.
3 successes.
4.
4 successes. She will spend a willpower to re-roll the failed dice. And she still loses. So.
Consuela, your treasure.
I'm
But
told I am.
Some treasures need to be buried. Shoo.
Will I see you later?
If I feel like it.
Please do. Closing time, everyone. Sun's coming up. Don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Good night. Good night. Good night, Simone.
Good night.
A wonderful night. You 3. Calm yourself, Fuego. I'm not here to cause trouble.
I'm perfectly calm. Thank you.
I trust that that was not the point you meant to prove. Was it?
No. But I'll get it right one of these days.
Remember, you can always learn from a failure.
Serif, where do you go?
You know, I run up to the first floor, the base floor. I think I'm trying to find Francis.
He's hanging out. He's on the dance floor, just chilling, grooving to the tunes in his big sun, happy smiley face shirt. Hey! You're back. That wasn't very nice, what she did to me, you know.
Uh-huh.
Didn't appreciate that. I'm gonna have to take that up with Richter.
What do you mean?
I mean, not nice at all. See, I told you nobody likes thin bloods.
I didn't say I didn't like you.
That's true, you didn't. Mm-hmm. Paint project?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go tag a wall.
Mm-hmm.
So, you exit the cage. Do a little experimentation before the sun comes up.
Well, I guess this evening's over.
Not quite. I have something for you, sweetheart.
Me?
Yes. Chill. Snap again.
Yes, right away. One of the mortals in the box rummages around in a designer bag and comes out with a wrapped package.
Was that Versace I saw?
Of course not. Prada.
That's my fault. Incredible.
The paper is gold and purple.
What's this?
A certain mutual acquaintance wanted me to pass something off to you. Must have been important to ask me to play messenger.
Okay, can I give this back to you?
Yeah. Do you want to open it here?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Undo the professional grade wrapping job. The box underneath isn't nearly as elegant as the paper. It's a plastic case that has clips to hold it closed and hinges on the back.
Card first.
So you open it?
Yeah.
It's a pistol. A 9mm.
Oh. What? It's from Angela? And I go and look at the card.
There's a single letter on the card. The letter R.
Oh.
And this is most definitely the right place to end our vampire story for now.